For the first 7 years of my life, we had like everything that you could wish for. My dad owned a company, we could travel everywhere. And then all that changed when my dad lost the company and when we had to move to China. We went from having everything to zero, to nothing. We had to stay at the metro station and sell baked goods just so that we can at least get some money to live off. And we just didn't we didn't know God then. And it wasn't until in 2007, after 3 years of struggling, trying to put our lives back together, we decided to move from Shanghai, China to Beijing, China, try to start over by ourselves. In our apartment building, across from our apartment, was a house church. And so one day my mom decided to walk across to just see what they were doing. She started to fall in love with what the music they were singing, the sermon that was preached, and gradually as that went along, our family just started believing in Christ and come to Christ. And I think it was 2008 April was when we got baptized as followers of Christ. And now looking back, I started to see God's love, God's amazing grace prevailing throughout my life. In 2012, I got the opportunity to come back to the U.S. To go to Texas and start my high school career. So I found out about Hardin-Simmons through a couple at the church I was going to in Grapevine, and I told them about my dream of becoming a doctor, and they said that Hardin-Simmons had a really good pre-med program. And second I stepped foot on this campus to visit, I fell in love with it. And now that I've been here for a couple months, I really feel that I can feel God's love and grace and glory prevailing throughout this entire campus, and it's made me feel like a home away from home. I can see God's love shining through all of us, and God's light shining through all of us here, from faculty to staff to students. It's just an amazing place to be, and I couldn't be any happier than being here. And I really can't wait to see what God has in store for me here. I have to be still and wait for God, knowing that God will provide, and whatever God does, He does it for a reason.